Hey guys! Okay, so I'm super excited. What I'm going to read to you today is probably my favorite spoken word piece that I've ever written. Not my favorite piece at all, but my favorite spoken word piece. It does not have a title, of course, right? So I have actually read this one out loud to a group of people. So you might have already heard this. If you were at my graduation party, you definitely heard it. You might have seen it on Facebook with me fumbling over my words and being super nervous and burping because I drank pop before I did it. But okay, I'm really excited. There's a huge message behind it, so make sure you're listening. And this is how I know I can feel it in my bones. I'm meant to go like the wind I'm meant to flow. I'm so convicted. My soul has been lifted to a higher awakening. My spirit's been shifted and started to shake in me. Or perhaps my perspective's been shifted from the inner voice that has shaped me. With every step, every ounce of me is trembling. I'm on my knees, praying God please to break this mold of me. Trapped and beaten, a slave is what I used to be, condemned to hell for eternity. But today I know a God of forgiveness, a God that sees past all my sins, so I ask myself this. If the Almighty Himself forgives, who am I to hold myself captive? Hey, old me, you have no right to use fear to try to blind my sight. Hey, old me, I hope you burn in the light of this flame that suddenly burns so bright inside me I can feel it disintegrating your hollow spirit, soon you'll be nothing but a pile of ashes. You have no power here, you masochist, and I will rise from this dust like a phoenix. You better believe it. Sit back and watch if you can't perceive it. Today I vow to live my life like I mean it. My soul desires more than a white picket fence. I don't care if society says that I don't make sense, because in this society what matters most is dollars and cents. I've slowed my life to a pace where I can enjoy the flower and its scents. I sold everything for dollars and cents to live out a life that in my soul makes sense. I refuse to live my life trapped in a barbed wire fence. How can a whole society be so close-minded and dense, marching like a robot hence? Forth, we must follow the star north. Pay no attention where you're actually walking towards, and all that wreckage along the way be sure to ignore. And don't hold your hand out along the way. It's their fault that they're poor. Thank you God my mind doesn't work like that anymore. Education has taught me that it's not the individuals but the society that is torn. Through education I've done a 180 in my mind, transformed. And it hasn't just opened up my mind but opened up doors, and through this process I've grown a pair of wings. Now it's time to soar. Whatever your secrets are, whatever your demons are, we're all a little tainted and covered with scars. We all have baggage that we haven't quite charred. I didn't get prayed over and dunked in the water for nothing. I emerged a new being, and it's time to show that I'm something. Washed in the water, washed in the blood. Call it what you want, I'm no longer shunned from my family or society. Maybe he did come to save me. Maybe his blood did pour. After all, I'm not who I was before. I guess miracles can happen. Today I live a life that I never imagined. On a plane ticket in hand, living on a dream that I never fathomed. Flying is not something that I'm used to. How do you do something that you're about to do that you don't know how to do? Running is what I'm accustomed to. So my question to you, what is the motivation that is driving you? Are you trying to get away, running? Are you hopelessly trying to fill a void, chasing something? Or are you following the will of a higher being on a path of spiritual success achieving? You too can fly if you just believe in your dreaming. Oh, I love that piece. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I enjoyed telling you it, reading you it. I thought it would be perfect because today the only thing I could think of is chase your dreams. Chase your dreams. If it's not crazy, if it's not completely off the grid, it's because it's supposed to be that way. And it's because it's a dream, and it's worth chasing. It's worth attaining. It's those things in our life that make life make sense to us. It's those things that we think have so much more of a deeper meaning. It's those things that we feel like deserve that kind of attention and that kind of love. Those are the things worth chasing. Because that is what is in your heart. That is part of the bigger plan. Your mission here is a part of your bigger plan. And, one of the things I'm passionate about is my job. I love to work with people with disabilities. I absolutely love it. I'm also very, very passionate about writing. I love to write. And that's part of this whole experiment with the vlogging stuff is to chase that passion, to chase it because it's a dream of mine, because I will be published. and to chase this job. I love people with disabilities. I love seeing their faces light up when something it happens, that they've created something, or all they want to do that day is just sit there and wait for this one thing to happen. And when it finally happens, their face just lights up and there's this glow. That is amazing to me. I want to see people who are people be treated like people with respect and dignity, like human beings, just like they are. And that hasn't always been the case. So I choose that as my job, as my field that I want to be in. For this part of my life, I know I'm meant to be there. I know it. So my question to you is, what are you meant to be doing right now? What are you meant to be doing in your life? What is your calling? What is your passion? And have you been chasing it? I'll see you tomorrow, guys.